Hello, my name's Kieran Dale, and in this Show Me Do I'm going to show you how you can add a status bar and a toolbar to your simple wxPython application. If you remember in the previous video we had got as far as writing this main window class, and if we run that you can see that we had created our small editor which has a text area here we can write on. And the standard resize options here and an exit option, and we had given it a name small editor. So we'll close that. All I've added here is a couple of identity numbers, ID about, ID exit, with which we will refer to options in our file menu drop down bar. I've also added some little tags here that show us where we're going to add new code. So anything outside the start new code and end new code is old code that we've already covered. So you just want to focus on what's happening here. Now first we're going to add a status bar to our main window class, and this is extremely easy. We just call the create status bar method, which has been inherited from wxFrame, and we call it on self, which of course is the main window in question. So if we save this, I'll just show you what this does. If we run the module, you can see now we have a status bar at the bottom here, in which we can display information about the status of the small editor. And we also have a little resizing area here, this little triangle, and we can use that to change the shape of the small editor. And if you can remember, we're not completely redrawing the screen to screen because of the style tag that we set in the last program, and that of course was no full paint on resize. So as we resize it, it's not painting the full area, so it's fairly flicker free. Let me close that. So there we've added our status bar. Now creating a menu bar is slightly more involved, but is still very self-explanatory. First we create a file menu, which is a wx menu object, and you see wx we prepend, wx dot prefix, and we call a menu. And then to this file menu object we want to add or append the call we're going to append an option, and we're going to use the identifier ID about. This will be an about option, and we're going to call it about. Now if you see what I've just done here, I've added this ampersand before the A, that little kind of and symbol, and that means that when I try and access this, when I access this through the keyboard, then the A key will be the access of this about option. So that's a shorthand, and we're going to say information about this program. So there we have one of that's the status indicator that's going to appear on our status bar when we try and access this about option. We'll also add another, we'll add here a separator. Now this is a separate function, and what this does is creates a horizontal line between options on our file menu, and I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. We also add another option which is ID exit, and this will enable us eventually to exit the program gracefully, and we'll in this one here we'll set the ampersand before the X, so we'll use X on as the keyboard control for this option, and let's say terminate the program. So now we've created our file menu. That's the first stage in the process. So we've added the about and exit options, and now we want to add this to a menu bar. So first we create our menu bar, calling the wx option menu bar. Oops. So this creates a menu bar object, and then to this menu bar we can add as many menus as we want. So the menu bar can have multiple menus, and we're going to add in the same way, the same sort of similar way as we did for the file menu, adding options here. We can add menus to this menu bar using an append call, and we're going to add our file menu as the first menu on this bar. And similarly to our menu, we can indicate ampersand F, so that means F will be the control key for this option. And then the last call that we need to make is self, which is a call, of course, on the main window object, and we set menu bar to our menu bar. It's as simple as that. So what we've done is created a menu bar object, and now we've sent that to this main window and said this is your menu bar. That's what that function does. So if we save this, and I haven't made any obvious syntax errors, then I can show you what we've managed to do. Run the module. So here we have created our status bar, so we've got that at the bottom as I showed, and now we have a toolbar at the top with the first option, F for file, with two options. Now you can see when I move over the about and exit, I get a message in the status bar here at the bottom, which I defined in as the third option for the file menu append function. Also at the moment you can't see, I mean, in certain operating systems the A and the X would be underlined in keeping with this ampersand signal. On this Windows box I need to press Alt, which I'm doing now, and as you can see when I press Alt it flashes to the first option on the menu bar, and it gives me an F for the controller. That takes me down to the two options on it. This is all happening through the keyboard, there's no mouse control, and as you can see the A is underlined on about and the X is underlined on exit. If I press A on about, nothing happens because we have no events scheduled. Press E on exit, nothing happens. So there you have it. We have our small editor, and we've added a menu bar and a status bar. Right, that's it.